ShopRite is the place for produce, crisp and fresh as it can be.
You'll find low prices on red or white Florida grapefruit, 4 for 99 cents. Aunt Jemima frozen waffles, 69 cents. And USDA choice beef top round steak is $1.98.
Imagine walking into a grocery store where a single smoothie costs more than your entire lunch budget for the week, and a glass bottle of water is priced like a cocktail at a high-end bar. Welcome to Erewhon, arguably the most expensive grocery store in the world. Today we're diving into how grocery shopping has become the latest status symbol and what this says about our society. Is it just another manifestation of luxury consumerism, or does it represent something deeper about how we view food, health, and status? To understand how we got here, we'll also look at the historical parallels of flaunting wealth through food and examine the role of celebrity culture and social media in making expensive groceries the new Birkin bag. Chapter 1, Erewhon, where groceries meet high fashion. Erewhon isn't just a grocery store, it's a phenomenon. Founded in 1968 as a natural food store in LA, Erewhon has transformed over the decades into a wellness empire with a cult-like following. The store's name itself is derived from Samuel Butler's satirical novel Erewhon, which means nowhere, and suggests otherworldly, almost utopian ideal. Today, Erewhon markets itself as a sanctuary for health-conscious individuals, but not just any individuals. Erewhon's carefully curated aesthetic and sky-high prices have made it synonymous with exclusivity and luxury. When you step into an Erewhon store, the experience is carefully designed to feel nothing like your average trip to the grocery store. The lighting is soft, the shelves are perfectly organized, and the products are displayed like museum pieces. It feels more like a high-end boutique than a place to pick up your weekly groceries. Everything is organic, non-GMO, and marketed as the absolute pinnacle of health and wellness. For example, the produce section isn't just about apples and kale. It's about heirloom tomatoes, rare exotic fruits, and vegetables sourced from exclusive farms. The prepared foods counter offers items like gluten-free vegan lasagna, mushroom risotto, items you'd expect to find at a restaurant menu, not a grocery store. The beverage aisle features bottles of water for $25, marketed for being alkaline, pure, and unique sourcing, while $30 crystal ice cubes claim to enhance your drinking experience. Even the branding is meticulous. Most Erewhon products come in glass jars, sleek minimalist packaging, or earthy tones that scream wellness chic. Every purchase feels like a deliberate act of self-care, or more cynically, a performance of one. What has truly catapulted Erewhon into the mainstream, though, is its celebrity collaborations. These $20 to $30 smoothies aren't just beverages, they're brand-building tools for stars like Hailey Bieber, Kendall Jenner, and Olivia Rodrigo. Take Hailey Bieber's strawberry glaze smoothie, inspired by her Rhode skincare brand. The smoothie combines strawberries, almond milk, collagen, hyaluronic acid, and sea moss, ingredients chosen not just for taste, but for their association with beauty and wellness. This isn't just a drink, it's a piece of Hailey Bieber's aspirational lifestyle, packaged for $23 and shared endlessly on TikTok. Kendall Jenner's Erewhon smoothie is tied to her 818 tequila brand, is another example, featuring an elaborate mix of organic ingredients like coconut cream and blue spirulina. It subtly ties her tequila to health-conscious image, a smart PR move for an alcohol brand, and these smoothies go viral not just because of their celebrity ties, but because they're seen as an indulgent, exclusive, and aspirational purchase. TikTok users often film themselves trying the drinks with hashtags like Erewhon smoothie, garnering millions of views, and it's not about the taste, it's about the clout. But what makes Erewhon truly remarkable is that it's not just selling food, it's selling a lifestyle. A $20 smoothie or $25 bottle of water may seem absurd to most, but to Erewhon shoppers, it's a badge of honor. Owning the glass bottle with the Erewhon logo is a subtle way of signaling I belong to this world of luxury and wellness. Erewhon's appeal lies in its ability to make people feel like they're part of something elite. The cost of entry isn't just money, it's an understanding of the culture surrounding wellness. It's knowing what these unique things like sea moss are, why cold-pressed juice is superior, and how certain vitamins reduce stress. It's the intersection of wealth and knowledge, where being health-conscious becomes a marker of status. Social media, particularly TikTok and Instagram, have amplified Erewhon's mystique. Influencers frequently post their shopping hauls, turning groceries into an aspirational content. Videos with captions like Erewhon haul, or what I bought for $200 at Erewhon and showcase items like $15 avocado toast, $10 vegan cookies, as if they were limited edition sneakers. For viewers, these posts create FOMO. If you're not shopping at Erewhon, are you really part of the wellness movement? Are you even living a healthy lifestyle? By attaching itself to influencer culture, Erewhon has become more than just a store. It's a symbol of upward mobility, self-care, and modern luxury. Erewhon reflects a cultural shift in how we view food. No longer just as food, it is now an extension of our identity. Choosing Erewhon over Trader Joe's or Whole Foods is a statement. I value my health and I can afford to prioritize it. For some, it's a way to communicate success. For others, it's a form of self-expression. But the question remains, is Erewhon's exclusivity empowering or does it exclude people? On one hand, it promotes healthy eating and a focus on wellness. But on the other hand, it reinforces a growing divide between those who can afford luxury health products and those who are struggling to meet basic needs. And do you think Erewhon's appeal is rooted in genuine health benefits, or is it simply luxury rebranded for the wellness era? Let me know in the comments below. Chapter 2, the historical link between food and wealth. The concept of using food to display wealth and status is as old as human civilization. While today we marvel at $25 waters, $30 smoothies, history is filled with examples of food being as a symbol of power and prestige and exclusivity. Let's take a journey back in time to explore how food has always been intertwined with wealth and how this historical precedent gives context to the modern Erewhon phenomenon. In ancient societies, food was one of the clearest markers of social class. The elite ate exotic, labor-intensive dishes, while the lower classes ate simple grains and local vegetables. Take ancient Rome, for example. The wealthiest Romans hosted lavish feasts designed to impress their guests and assert their social standing. These meals featured imported delicacies such as oysters, flamingo tongues, and fermented fish sauce that was highly sought after and expensive. Access to such rare and costly ingredients demonstrated power and affluence. Meanwhile, the working class dined on porridge, bread, and seasonal vegetables, food that was often seen as ordinary and functional. Similarly, in ancient Egypt, honey was a rare luxury preserved for the elite, while beer and bread served as staples for the common people. Food was more than nourishment. It was a form of currency in the hierarchy of status. The medieval period brought a new level of extravagance to the connection between food and wealth. Banquets hosted by royalty and aristocrats became the theatrical displays of power. Entire roasted animals, peacocks, swans, and even whole pigs were brought to the table as centerpieces. Often these dishes weren't eaten, but simply displayed to emphasize the host's resources and culinary sophistication. The most telling status symbol of this era, however, was the use of exotic spices like saffron, nutmeg, and cinnamon. These spices had to be imported from Asia at great expense, making them inaccessible to all but the wealthiest. Spices not only elevated the flavor of food, but also served as a way to show off wealth and global connections. In today's terms, it's like stocking your kitchen with rare adaptogens or imported truffle oil, a marker of culinary privilege. Much like Erewhon's unique adaptogenic powders and obscure superfoods, these spices carried an air of mystery and exclusivity. Their very rarity made them desirable, a trend that has persisted throughout history. The late 19th century, often referred to as the Gilded Age, took food as a status symbol to new heights. In the United States, the Industrial Revolution created a wealthy elite who spared no expense in demonstrating their affluence. Elaborate dinner parties became the social currency of the time, with hostesses vying to outdo one another with extravagant multi-course meals. Menus from the Gilded Age featured items like caviar, oysters Rockefeller, champagne, and turtle stew, luxuries that were unattainable to the average person. Even ice cream, which required ice to preserve, was considered a luxury until refrigeration became common. During this time, exclusivity extended to how food was presented. Crystal glassware imported from China and monogram silverware elevated the dining experience into an art form. The wealthy didn't just eat food, they consumed it in a way that emphasized their social superiority. These parallels of Erewhon's minimalist glass packaging and sleek branding, which elevate everyday items like water and ice cubes into aspirational goods. After World War II, food trends shifted as mass production and suburban living introduced new ways of accessing food. Yet, even in this era of industrialized abundance, the wealthy found ways to differentiate themselves through exclusivity. In the 1950s and 60s, hosting elaborate cocktail parties with hors d'oeuvres like deviled eggs or shrimp cocktails became the middle-class aspiration, while high society moved toward fine dining like French cuisine. This was the era when Julia Childs brought gourmet cooking into the American home, but true luxury was still reserved for the few who could afford to dine at Michelin-starred restaurants or purchase imported ingredients. The idea of food as status was beginning to trickle down, but it remained clear who could afford to embrace it fully. Fast forward to the early 2000s when Whole Foods introduced the concept of premium grocery shopping to a wide audience. Whole Foods made organic, non-GMO, and sustainably sourced products the new markers of a healthy lifestyle. For a while, it reigned supreme as the ultimate destination for luxury grocery shopping. However, with the rise of Erewhon, the bar has been raised even higher. What Erewhon offers is an evolution of the concept. Instead of just selling food, it sells aspiration. Ingredients like sea moss, spirulina, and exotic spices echoes the exotic spices of the medieval era, while the exclusive collaborations and carefully branded packaging recall the crystal glassware of the Gilded Age. Once again, food isn't just about substance, it's about signaling status and lifestyle. What food as a status symbol reveals about society. From ancient Rome to Erewhon, the thread connecting all these eras is clear. For centuries, the wealthy have used food to communicate power, sophistication, and access to resources. However, there's something unique about the modern version of this phenomenon. Today, it's not just the cost of food that matters, it's the narrative attached to it. Buying an expensive smoothie at Erewhon isn't just about feeding yourself. It's about feeding the image of health-conscious, self-optimized individual who prioritizes wellness. In other words, it's about branding. But this also reveals a troubling divide. In the medieval era, access to food was a direct reflection of inequality, and the same is true today. While the wealthy sip on these expensive smoothies, millions of Americans face food insecurity. The gap between those who can afford food as a luxury and those who can't afford food at all is growing wider. Chapter 3: How Pop Culture Made Erewhon a Symbol of Status. If history sets the stage for food as a status symbol, pop culture turned it into a full-blown performance. In the age of Instagram and TikTok, grocery shopping is no longer a mundane errand. It's a carefully curated event. At the center of this shift lies Erewhon, which has leveraged the power of celebrity culture and social media to become a cultural phenomenon. Celebrities have always shaped consumer behavior, but Erewhon's partnerships with influencers and A-listers have elevated the store into an icon of luxury wellness. These collaborations turn ordinary grocery items like smoothies into objects of desire. Take Hailey Bieber's strawberry glazed smoothie, which became one of their most viral products. I mean, I went on TikTok to look, and there's so many people buying it just for the sake of buying it for content, and they want to drink the drink inspired by Rhode skincare. And it isn't just about taste; it's about the image of looking like Hailey Bieber's clean and minimalist aesthetic, with the ingredients like collagen and sea moss. And but out online, you can buy all those ingredients at any store and make your own smoothie at home. And then there's Kendall Jenner's orange smoothie, which again is that image of that clean girl aesthetic. And the idea is simple. If you drink what Kendall drinks, you might get a little closer to the image she represents. And the same can be said for Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, and other celebrities frequently spotted shopping at Erewhon. The presence reinforces the idea that Erewhon isn't just a store. It's where the elite go to eat, drink, and be seen. Erewhon's marketing genius lies in how it thrives on social media. TikTok in particular has played a major role in their marketing. Influencers regularly post Erewhon hauls where they showcase their $200 receipts and must-have items like $18 avocado toast or expensive kombucha. I remember seeing a lady spend like $1,000 on nachos, which is insane to me. This isn't just product placement, it's a form of aspirational storytelling. Viewers aren't just watching someone buy groceries, they're watching a narrative about self-care, health, and indulgence unfold. And the message is clear: Erewhon isn't just for eating, it's for flexing. Take the hashtag Erewhon, which has garnered millions of views across TikTok and Instagram. Content creators are often visiting the store not because they need groceries, but because the store itself is a backdrop for content. It is interesting to just go somewhere for the sake of having content, and a video of someone sipping this expensive smoothie or unboxing a glass jar of moon milk signals that they've entered the world of luxury. For their followers, these posts inspire both admiration and fueling into the mystique. The cultural obsession with wellness is heavily influenced by Hollywood and social media, and has been crucial to Erewhon's success. In the 2010s, the wellness movement moved mainstream, fueled by figures like Gwyneth Paltrow and her Goop empire. Gwyneth's detoxes, jade eggs, and $200 face cream may have been controversial, but they established the idea that health and luxury go hand in hand. And Erewhon took this concept and made it accessible, if not affordable. Television also reinforced this narrative. Shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians glamorize health-conscious habits like green juices, morning yoga routines. Meanwhile, wellness-focused pop culture moments like the rise of the Row and its minimalist aesthetic made the idea of simplicity itself a marker of luxury. Erewhon's branding aligns perfectly with these trends, presenting itself as sleek and healthy and exclusive. Even scripted TV shows like Succession subtly reinforce the appeal of understated wealth, where the rich dine on foods that are less about indulgence and more about exclusivity. Erewhon's expensive smoothies and vegan cookies fit right into this narrative. They're not flashy, but they're elite, and that's the point. Smoothies might seem like an unlikely item to symbolize status, but they're the perfect for social media age. Think about it. Smoothies visually appealing, customizable, and relatively simple to consume on camera. These smoothies at Erewhon particularly are photogenic masterpieces, topped with fresh fruit, edible flowers, and swirls of vibrant colors that are made to be photographed. But these aren't your average smoothies. The ingredient lists read like luxury catalogs: blue spirulina, organic almond butter, and bee pollen. These ingredients aren't just expensive, they're niche, signaling knowledge and exclusivity to those in the know. If medieval aristocrats flaunted their wealth with saffron and cinnamon, today's influencers do it with maca powder. Smoothies also play into the wellness narrative. They're perceived as healthy, clean, and nourishing. Everything a luxury-conscious consumer wants to project. At Erewhon, buying an expensive smoothie is more than a transaction, it's a declaration of identity. Erewhon has transcended the role of a grocery store to become a Hollywood institution. It's not uncommon to spot celebrities shopping at Erewhon, and their mere presence reinforces the store's exclusivity. Stars like Miley Cyrus and Dakota Johnson have been photographed with Erewhon bags, turning the store into a magnet for paparazzi and fans alike. In LA, Erewhon is more than just a grocery store. It's a social scene. Visiting Erewhon signals that you're part of a particular crowd and one that values wellness and aesthetics. At its core, Erewhon is a masterclass in branding. It's not just a store. It's a stage where influencers, celebrities, and regular customers perform their idealized lives. By combining health, exclusivity, and social media savviness, Erewhon has turned grocery shopping into an aspirational act. Chapter 4: Out-of-touch influencers, inflation, and food insecurity. While Erewhon smoothies and $25 water bottles have become symbols of status and luxury, they exist in stark contrast to harsh realities faced by millions of Americans. Inflation is pushing the price of everyday groceries to unprecedented highs. Housing costs are squeezing family budgets, and food insecurity is an ongoing crisis. Meanwhile, influencers and celebrities parade around their expensive grocery stalls on social media, creating a sharp cultural divide between those who can afford luxury and those struggling to make ends meet. For most Americans, grocery shopping isn't a lifestyle statement, it's a necessity. Over the past few years, inflation has driven up the cost of basic staples like eggs, milk, and bread. The price of eggs have skyrocketed to more than $6. I think in Canada, I swear, like if you're getting organic and stuff, you're going like $10. And grocery bills have increased by 13%. I swear it's more than that, and this is the largest spike since 1979. I think in Canada they're like 40% more than they used to be. And families across the country are in a pinch. Buying organic produce, grass-fed meats, or trendy superfoods isn't on the table for the average person. Instead, they're forced to make difficult choices like buying less, eating more less nutritious foods, or skipping meals altogether. Now imagine watching an influencer on TikTok casually sipping one of these high-end bougie smoothies and talking about their skin plumping benefits. And for most people struggling just to afford the basics, this content feels very out of touch and borderline offensive. It's a glaring reminder of the widening gap between those who treat groceries as status symbol and those who can barely afford to put food on the table. Influencers and celebrities play a significant role in shaping perceptions of normalcy. When you see someone like Hailey Bieber or Kendall Jenner touting this expensive smoothie, it creates an aspirational ideal. For their followers, it's just not about the smoothie. It's about what represents it: glowing skin, effortless beauty, and an inevitable lifestyle. But this aspirational marketing can come across as tone deaf in a time of economic uncertainty. TikTok in particular exasperates this disconnect with these extreme haul videos, spending $1,000 on nachos, purchasing stuff for their rich celebrity clients. I was actually shocked at some of the prices for the stuff there. I mean, I could see myself going as a tourist once just to try the smoothie, but I can't imagine actually buying all my groceries there. But I guess celebrities don't care. They have the money, and it's an exclusive club almost. And I honestly didn't even know about this grocery store until I saw it on TikTok, because it's not available in Canada. I think it's just in California. And then there's the videos now on TikTok. They're like, what I spend in a day videos, where these young people are spending huge amounts of money on like lavish lifestyles, where I'm like, I don't even know how you get all this money, going these insane fitness classes, getting these expensive coffees. It's actually quite shocking how much they're spending in a day. I remember this one lady was spending over like $1,500 in a day to get her hair done and her nails done and grab a matcha latte. way. So it's actually shocking, and it's like they're just spending the money so they can have the content for TikTok. And Erewhon's success highlights a troubling paradox. While it promotes wellness and healthy living, it also reinforces the idea that these are only accessible to the wealthy, and it perpetuates a culture of exclusivity and performance, where food isn't just fuel, it's a way to display wealth and status. Meanwhile, the average American is struggling to make ends meet. Chapter 5. Why luxury groceries reflect a bigger societal shift. At its core, the Erewhon phenomenon speaks to a larger societal shift, the blending of consumerism with identity. For many, what you buy is who you are. In the 2020s, this idea expanded to food and wellness, turning basic necessities into markers of lifestyle and privilege. Erewhon's success isn't just about food, it's about storytelling. When you walk out with a $25 water bottle, you're not just hydrated, you're signaling that you're part of an elite, health-conscious club. It's aspirational branding at its peak. But the trend also raises important questions. Should food ever be a status symbol? Are we too focused on appearances, even in something essential as eating? And what does this mean for the real issues that people are going through? And the rise of Erewhon and luxury groceries shows how far we've come in turning consumption into a statement of identity. From the medieval feasts to TikTok smoothie hauls, food has always been more than just fuel. It's a reflection of status, values, and culture. But as we celebrate the rise of luxury wellness, let's not lose sight of the broader realities of food and affordability. So here's the question. Do you think the luxury grocery trend will fade, or is it here to stay? I mean, for me, I feel like there's always going to be this wealth, status, and flex, no matter what it is. If you look back in history, they always had it, but now just social media, I mean, people are still going to go and do that regardless of where they're going. It just seems insane to me to buy something that's way more when you can get it way cheaper elsewhere. People just want to do it for the content on social media and because celebrities are doing it. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out some of my other videos.